Inside. Hello, people. Welcome to the Good Vibes Only podcast. My name is Shak Mancel James. I'm the creative director of GVO Entertainment UK. Really happy you guys are here. Happy to see you guys again. If you've been watching the past two episodes, it's getting lit now. We've got some really cool guests. Couple announcements to make first. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at GVO. That's GV0.entertainment UK. I think it's _UK on Instagram. We need followers because we're looking a bit skin and bones right now. So come see fun. Yes. Also, we're trying to put ourselves in a position where we can have every episode done in our setup. I know if you saw the first episode, we had a really nice setup there. But we need y'all's help. So please donate to the Cash App. I think that's GVO Entertainment UK. I think that's just that. Yes, it is. Come on, Shak. You know when you remember things, I feel good. Yeah, and don't forget, we've got myself and don't forget myself and Elsa have an album out called Sessions After Work. We're going to be doing some more live shows soon. Make sure you're streaming up the team. Thank you. Now that's out of the way. Oh yeah, like and subscribe and all that. Did you get it? Did you get it? Just a little bounce for the morning.
Absolutely. But 3 a.m. in South London is the tune. That's the one.
Okay.
Let's talk about it. That is the one.
That's a vibes, bro. Let me introduce my guest before we get into it any further. So I've got some two amazing artists, two amazing dancers, two amazing actors, two amazing singers that I've met you guys both kind of in the, like through mutuals mainly. Like I heard about you, for example, Winnie. Was obviously from my ex at the time. I was like, oh my god, have you met Winnie? I was like, oh, okay, let me meet this person, and then instantly, I was just a fan of you. So I've got Widdo Herby here. Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming.
What's up? Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're more than welcome. And I've got my good bro Ayden Morgan with us as well, also known as AM to the PM. Yeah, inside.
Absolutely. Inside the place.
So before we get started, we have to do the icebreaker that I do every week if we've got guests in. So I tasked you guys with some homework. I've got we have two questions. So if you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? And the second question is, if you could only listen to one artist for the rest of your life, who would you listen to and why? Let's start with Ayden. I know you're sitting there because I know you're ready. Look at the smirk on his face. Confident.
No, man, that's a lot. Okay. The one meal that I could eat for the rest of my life is curry goat and rice.
Come on. You get it. Get it.
Talk about it.
But you can't wear white shirts again for the rest of your life.
I'll take that.
No more white shirts. Because you know the moment that it just dropped. Well, right,
it's done.
Calm.
It's finished. But absolutely, curry goat and rice. I'll take that.
Mm-hmm. Rice and peas or white rice?
One artist.
Say rice and peas
One
or
more
white
time.
rice? Rice and peas or white rice?
I'm gonna take it with white rice.
Come on.
Because the curry goat already has the good sauce.
Okay.
So you know.
You get it.
Do with the rice.
Yeah. All right. So then the artist.
And one artist. I'm gonna say. You know, this is a tough question.
Yeah.
Very. And a person like me who's very eclectic. You know, I love a lot of music. Mm-hmm. You're gonna ask this. That's rough. But I'm gonna say Mariah Carey.
Okay.
Because she was the one person that I remember, like clear as day, when I was young, being infatuated with her. The way she sang, knowing that she wrote her own songs. And that's a timeless voice for me. Like, My All, that's a timeless song. And it has so many timeless songs you can always go back to. Absolutely.
I love that. I love that from you as well.
Me to sing.
I love that from you.
She inspired me to sing the way I do.
Yeah, yeah. I get that because tell me what you think about us. Yeah, okay. I was like, what are you doing up there? I tried to make him do it. I tried to make him do it in when he did the show. What show was it in Cuba? I was like, you better go sing up there. And he looked at me in my face like, I'm not doing it, motherfucker. You smashed it. Yeah, no, that's a cold one. It's 90s era, man, and it's 90s for me. It's the 90s and noughties. That's where music was. It was really hitting.
The 90s for me.
Definitely noughties.
Mm-hmm. Winnie, Widdo. What do you want me to call you today? Actually, Winnie, Widdo. what?
Whatever you feel like. Whatever you feel like.
Listen,
what comes to you?
Yeah, whatever comes out is gonna be what you get called. Then I'll just be like,
right. So that one meal, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm also foodie.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to go back to like the first time I learned how to like cook. So like the first meal that I actually learned how to cook was basic as it can be: white rice, green beans, a bit of tomato sauce, and oven chicken.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to make it so many times that I perfected it for me, so that whenever I eat it, that's it. That's it. Like nothing else can trump it.
Yeah.
White rice, green beans with a tomato sauce, and oven chicken.
Yeah,
I could definitely yum on that for the rest of my life.
Come on, and you can make it yourself as well, so you ain't got to worry about paying for it. Like,
right?
I'll be like, well, so what? If I buy that cocktail,
right?
Yeah,
right.
Give me your
and this one artist has to be hands down first love, Missy Elliott through and through. Missy, because I always see myself as a dancer first. Mm-hmm. Missy was the one that got me up, got me hyped. Mm-hmm. And then she came out with the visuals, and I thought, this is completely different than anybody, especially 90s era. Mm-hmm. She was out of this world. Get Your Freak On, the visuals were crazy. And then also with all the people that she's worked with so many big people. So like, yeah.
All of Under Construction, is that the album?
Under Construction, yeah.
All of that album, just
Under Construction.
Say anything. And you know what? That's so funny because when I was listening to this, we're gonna talk about it later. Listening to the album, I was like, really, really like, where's this vibe from? I'm feeling the vibe. Like in certain songs, you're like on the road, and I'm like, and yeah. As soon as you said that, I'm like, yeah, of course, yeah.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah. I love that. I love that. Right, yeah. So one thing that's really important for this show is talking about just bringing on freelancers to discuss what they do for work and also like what they do as a creative aspect as well. So I wanted to give you guys I just kind of wanted to ask you guys about, firstly like where you're from, like what city you were born in, and what your interests were growing up, and then how you ended up being dancers, being musical theatre performers, being commercial dancers. Not with too much detail, but just like just like kind of the step by step thing that like
a general,
and what works for you, because everyone's got a different story.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to go first? Oh, you shy?
Bashful.
So, born in South America, Suriname. Mm-hmm. I moved to the Netherlands when I was 7. And then
what was that transition
when I was about 2021?
Sorry to ask you.
Oh, no, it's okay. That was it was rough the first 2 years, because you go from a country where it's sun all year round, and now you got to do it 4 seasons. And as a young kid, I was like, but before I left, I thought, yeah, that's gonna be great. And then we had snow for the first time, and then I thought, get me out of here. Yeah. I hate it. It's cold.
Yeah.
But I learned to love it, and it's I'm actually glad for the experience.
Yeah.
I think I would have been in a different place if I would have continued to live in Suriname or grown up in Suriname. Not necessarily like a better place or like better place.
Yeah.
But just different. But yeah, I'm glad for the change.
Yeah. So
So
you moved to Netherlands.
moved to London to study dance and musical theater. Not necessarily like we do have dance and musical theater in the Netherlands, but I just thought there was more money and there were more shows, and it's a bigger
Yeah.
country, London,
Yeah.
England, bigger country. So I thought, why not?
Yeah.
And I'm also very glad I made that decision. Also, again, not easy. I was 21. No, 22. I'm lying. I was 22 at the time. First time by myself, moving country.
Yeah.
Was also rough, but I've met some great people, aka Ayden,
Yeah.
in my first year at Erding, which was at college. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah, kind of. That's
when you're talking about moving, because you've moved twice as well, and these are two big steps, and it's like, I guess the first time you moved, it's kind of the same reason you moved again when you, like, as an adult, you said, okay, there's more opportunity here. I wanted to say, big you up for that, because that's a conversation that I had with another person we had on, and we were talking about how sometimes you have to take yourself out of your comfort zone in order to try to to bet on yourself, you know. And something that I'm trying to preach is like, if the money is somewhere else, like for young people, if the money's in Manchester and you want to be a filmmaker, go to Manchester, move to Manchester. It's cheaper than living in London if you want to be in TV and film.
Exactly.
So yeah, I big you up for that every time. Ayden, give us a bit of your story, my bro.
I was born in Wolverhampton.
Yeah. Midlands.
And I was raised in Cosley. I used to do something called freestyle dance. That is where it all began. The twirling and the dancing and the kicking and the stretching. That's where it is. You know what I'm saying? And I was there till I was about 16. Where I was the disco king. Okay, I was known as that throughout. So, okay, that's what happened then. And then I moved to London at 16 to go to Erding. So I trained for 3 years with Widdo herself. Together. And that was a great experience. It was great. You know, I really enjoyed it. It was a perfect time for me to do it.
Same.
I know a lot of people can think like 16 is too young, but
I was gonna say,
for everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because like 16, that is a massive jump. I couldn't imagine have done that at 16. Like when I was 18 and they were asking me, "Oh, do you reckon you're ready?" I was like, I just figured out that I'm ready now. Like I couldn't have done this earlier. I can't do it later. Like this is the time. So like, what was that?
I have no other thought in my head. I knew I was going to do it.
Yeah.
So, and I already set my mind to do it. So.
Yeah. So it
had to be done.
Yeah.
So, and it was the best decision I could have done too, because the growth as a person happened the most when I was away and had to figure things out for myself and figure out how to survive through different things. And that is what has made me get to the point where I am now. I first started music though at 16. I got a MacBook for Christmas, and I had GarageBand. That's where I first started to like put things together, and I had Beats headphones, literally the ones that Winnie is wearing right now.
Come on!
And I would sit there, and you sit right, Josh. Come on,
he done flipped them as well.
Josh. I used to record songs with that little microphone on the side, make the whole tune, and just figure it out and record with that. And that's where it all began. And then I started buying and collecting more different pieces and then practicing. And that's where we got to now, the Butch Queen.
And then Widdo, because I heard 3030. I think I heard it maybe like a month before I heard before the EP came out. did you always want to do music, or was it something that someone kind of pushed you towards, or was it like, you know what, I feel like I can just do it. Let me just do this and see what happens.
I grew up in let's say grew up in a church family.
Mm-hmm.
My father's a gospel singer. My sister sings. My brother sings. And I originally started as like a dancer. So I was like, I'm going to be the crazy one. All of y'all sing. I'm going to be the dancer. And then eventually I was like, I kind of still love to sing though.
Yeah.
And my father, honestly, is one of my biggest inspirations. He kind of always wrote his own songs. So it was like kind of like embedded into the system to like, if I don't use the talent that I have been growing up with, it would, I mean, it's fun.
Yeah. I think that's and not intentionally, but I think that's what kind of drama school does to you, is that you kind of almost forget all the other things that you can do. By the time you leave, you're just kind of pigeonholed yourself, and then like it takes maybe a couple of years, or maybe a couple of months, maybe a couple of weeks, or like something goes, wait a minute, I can do all these other things, like just there's actually more to it than just, and like you're a creative vessel, so it's important to be as creative as possible.
Exactly.
You know, and
exactly.
Do you guys find differences when you're creating something for yourself or performing as yourself, as opposed to performing as like a character? Are you guys ever able to, I guess, like feel like a nuance between those two things, those two energies?
Yes. If I can jump on that, because for example, I'm in the ballroom scene. I'm a voguer, and when you do a battle, or if you do like a little LSS, which is like the opening of the category or whatsoever, it's definitely, I feel like it's more, I have more to give, more to show, because it's mine. Do you know what I mean?
And there's a lack of restriction, right?
And I enjoy it, exactly, and I enjoy it a lot more than having to, I mean, I'm not saying it's not fun to like put on a character that has been written and all of that, because that also like brings some other stuff to life, but I find it a lot more freeing and a lot more rewarding to do something that I have made, or like that I'm putting out.
Yeah. I fuck with that. I'm completely the same.
That was the perfect.
Yeah.
That was a great answer.
Yeah. I literally, I did a show on New Year's Eve. Oh, by the way, Happy New Year's, everyone. Like and subscribe.
Happy New Year's.
You know what I mean? In fact, like, I'm not even going to say it. Listen, if there's as many people that watch these videos liked it, I'd say Happy New Year. Everyone yam shit. That's what you're getting.
Okay.
Remember, it's good vibes only. So that comes from love. That comes from love.
Right.
Toxic. I'm toxic. But so I did a New Year's Eve. I did a New Year's Eve. A New Year's Eve show, just a gig, and I was talking to one of the guys who was a punter, I guess, someone who was on the boat, and he was like, so like, what do you prefer, musical theatre or doing this? I was like, you know, I like them both, but the difference is when I'm doing, even if it's just singing a random Temptation song or just like doing my own music, it's always Shak, and that's the difference. So like, it's I guess. For me, it is that lack of restriction of just like, you can just be your unfiltered self at all times, and like, if people fuck with it, great. If they don't, okay, as well.
Also great.
But yeah,
keep it out of my way.
Yeah. That's all good. It's all good. But mind your business, now my mind. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So the reason I brought you guys in today, you guys have an EP out called Butch Queen. It's fucking lit. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about it, and like, I guess let's just discuss it. I've listened to it like 3-4 times in the past week, and I just sat with it before I came on with you guys now, and I just wanted to maybe just go through some tracks and kind of, mainly for me, it's a learning experience as well, because I don't know much about like the ballroom scene musically, and like what works and what's deemed as great and what's deemed as like not great or whatever. So but I love it. So I'm asking you guys for certain songs, just for like an idea of the vibes that you're going for. And then other songs,
Right.
I'm really trying to just get into your brains from like the writing process and like where you guys were, and yeah. So basically, let's just get into it. I'm gonna link track 1, Pussy, and Mood together, because you guys had some fucking transition in there that was like, when I first listened to it, I was like, this is a long song. Then I looked down and said, oh, we're on the next track. And it was so seamless. I was wondering, was that on purpose? Was it like, oh, we've got 2 tracks on the same beat, they're good? Or was it like, oh, and if it was on purpose, was there an inspiration behind that? Like, because that's not something that people don't really do, those kind of things with EPs. And I really like that, because it was like, I'm big on like story and like narrative and flow. So like, what was the kind of thought process behind that?
Go ahead, Ayden.
Yeah, come on, producer.
Talk about it. It was originally one song, the whole thing, and it happened, and it's like 5 minutes or something. So, and we've had the song for a while now. We had it since my 22nd birthday.
Okay.
So like 2 years. We had it for 2 years before we dropped it, and it was one song, and it was like a last minute decision before we were ready to upload it. Maybe like within the week, when we was like finalizing the whole thing, we was like, it was a random thought, and we was like, okay, what about if this happened to be 2 songs?
Yeah.
If it was 2 songs, because of the length, where would we cut it?
Yeah.
And that was just the perfect moment.
Absolutely.
Because we already had everything. And then I went into the session, bounced it as 2 songs, uploaded it, because you can like upload your own projects to your Apple Music for yourself, and played it through.
Yeah. No, that's dope, because it reminded me of a lot of things, but like just more recently, like Beyonce's in her songs, she seems to have like in the last album, like what's that? The one tune that I want to tell you something. Just a little sidetrack. You seen Plastic Off the Sofa? Let me tell you something about Beyonce.
Yeah.
She's sick and tired of people saying, the voice ain't really. That was Just Emotions Taking Me Over. Beyonce, when she's doing all the. I said, so when I heard that, I nearly crashed my car. But yeah, But
Hey,
you know what I mean? On purpose as well. Not even from like. I was like, I don't wanna,
okay, you were just going with the song.
yeah, I didn't want to. Get out of here, man. God. But yeah, so like that transition reminded me of like just like I just love albums or projects that have those kind of moments, because it just feels a bit more like a journey, you know. And yeah, so yeah, props to you guys for that. Yeah. Let me look to the next track.
I like to tell stories.
Oh yeah, okay.
We do like to tell stories.
Before we go past, I did want to ask about the narrative or the thought process, like the writing process for I guess that song, Pussy and Mood. Was it stylist? Is it stylistic? Were you going like for the stylistic sound, or was it like?
Yes, I'd say it's very. I'd say it's very, very stylistic. That's the word. But also, you have to imagine this was like at the beginning of me and Ayden working together. So you have to think, like Pussy and Mood have been out before Dirty 30.
Yeah.
Like before anything. So that was like the first kind of like collab between us, and we like went back to it. And there were so many times where we were like, let's drop it as a single. Yeah. I'm like, no, let's wait. And I think this was the perfect time to release it as well. But this song came to life when we were having a great time. We were just doing a little sesh.
Yeah.
And at some point we were so lit. We were like, okay, let's just go ahead and lay whatever is coming out. We're just going to lay it.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
But that's how some of the best fucking music happens, bro. Like all the time. Every time I listen to like an album that's like not all like, I can even go back to sessions after work. every song on that it wasn't never a plan to do something. It was just, oh, let's try it. Like, what was like one of the first songs we ever like really released? But there's like shitloads of songs before that where it's just like we're just flexing, we're just seeing what we can do, stretching, and we're figuring stuff out. And when something good comes out of that, it's like, oh, fucking brilliant. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I like that. And I love that. That's like, I love that. See, this is the shit that excites me, because I'm like, this is like, okay, the first 2 tracks are one of your first like interactions together as like a music making like combination. That's fucking sick, man. This is something that I love. I love stuff like that. It's like this little trivia. I'm like, did you know? Right. So let's move to On the Road. And yeah, I really wanted to talk to you, Winnie, about your verses, because you see that verse 2 really just does to me. Really just, it's just and now you talk to me about how much you like Missy Elliott and all these other things. I just want to know, like, when you wrote that, what kind of headspace were you in when you wrote those verses? And
so Meet Me on the Road is also I want to say 2 parts. I have this beat pad, MK3 Machina beat pad. It's my first and only purchase for like making my own beats. And I did this at the start of the pandemic. Okay. So, and Meet Me on the Road, there's a little video as well. It was literally the first song I wrote with my beat pad. Okay. So I remember being up all night for 24 hours. And I wrote the whole song in one go right after I made the beat, because I was so excited. I was like, this is it. I've got it. So did it. And I went on Instagram and performed it. So I don't remember how this video ended up with Ayden. I need to upload the video, but I'm a little bit scared. But we'll come back to that. So it ended up at Ayden, and Ayden was like, okay, so when are we gonna like re-record it and lay her down? So I was like, okay, cool, let's do that. So we kind of were like taking the beat that I made, we kind of were like taking it apart, and then we created something completely different for Meet Me on the Road, but we still laid the first original verses that I wrote. Yeah, we laid them first, and then the second verse. How did the second verse happen? I think I was at work. No, I was ill, actually. I was ill at home, and I was in a headspace of like, felt just like I need to come up with something that reflects my growth in writing. And also where I'm at now and how I feel, because I said meet me on the road, but what am I going to say about now about meeting me on the road? So I was like, okay, this is how I feel right now. Yeah, you're right. And then I said, okay, it's over. Yeah, you're right. Similarly, come on. Yeah, you're right. Like me in terms of like, I think you understand that like the first verse is definitely the establishing moment, but then like if you're gonna go carry on to the next verse, how do we like go there with it? And then whatever for me, like as a writer, like I sometimes think there's certain songs that I do. I'm like, yeah. I could finish this verse, but actually someone else needs to be on there as well and finish it off. And I guess that's kind of perfectly where Ayden comes in. So Ayden, talk to me about your verse, because you said something about don't see in color still makes you racist. And I was like, yeah, let's talk about it. I said spin it back. Let's talk about it. So where was you kind of...
we have to talk about Winnie's pen. Yeah, because Winnie's pen was throughout the whole song. Okay. And that was us getting to that resolution of that was a combination of the two of us. But yeah, definitely Winnie pushed me to get that verse the way it was supposed to be. Yeah, I came with that idea like that.
Yeah. Oh, dope.
Yeah, that was.
I split to the ending. And they came up with a drink your water, mind your business. Mind the business.
Yeah. I love that.
My verse was definitely.
And again, that's that.
Go ahead.
You see, I'm a music fan, guys. I like music. Do you know what I mean? So when you said drink your water, mind your business, I was like, okay, once this is done, I'm queuing up. Drink water, mind my business. Mind my business. Drink water, mind. I said, you don't understand. I'd love it's just clever. So I thought I think the song was brilliant. Like that's perfect. It's giving Missy Elliott. It's giving Timbaland. It's giving dance movie. It's cold track.
Thank you.
Ayden, you know me as well, so you know the kind of music I like. Like when I write music, those kind of beats I like as well. So I said, when I said, "What the fuck is everyone call my name? I want to be met on the road. I got a car. I can meet me on the road." When the remix comes out, I'll be there. I'm just gonna start. My verse will just be naming hella roads, Humphrey Road.
Humphrey Road.
Yeah. So, and then the next track, Not Into Gay Guys a Lot. Am I right in saying that's the next track? I think it is. Yes, it is. Obviously, like amapiano kind of genre. Was that something that you guys were really like interested in and like seeing like how you would sound on that song, or was it just like and where did that inspiration come from in terms of the like wanting to let's do it amapiano song?
You want to jump on that, or you want me to?
I'll just say from the top, me, just as I can tell, speak for the both of us, we both have a deep love.
Oh my God,
music.
Obsessed.
We sit in the house and just play it just because. Blasting it on the speakers, neighbor knocking on the thing because it's just amapiano.
Amapiano, you feel amapiano 500 blocks away. Boom, 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 boom. Yes,
absolutely.
Boom, boom. Yeah, in your bed trying to like put your baby to sleep. The baby's all bouncing in the crib. Boom, boom. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. And also, we have to shout out to Christoph. Our most beautiful friend from South Africa, who definitely was a big introduction for us to what amapiano is and what amapiano was before the log drum came.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
and it's and what is it about that genre exactly that like sticks out for you guys? I guess Winnie.
What is it about amapiano that sticks out? So I love it when music, without me actually listening to music, it grabs my attention. That's what amapiano always did to me. Doesn't matter what beat, what song it was. Without me wanting to listen, it grabbed my attention and I started moving. I love music like that. Same with Missy. To go back to Missy.
Yeah.
As if it makes my hips wiggle, if the hips are wiggling, it's over.
Yeah. I hear it. It's
and honestly, like before.
No, sorry, go
ahead.
No, you go.
That's all right. Before we even put words to the song, I think we had the beat for time, and we were just playing the beat, just a vibe. Just a vibe. Sorry, go ahead.
That's cool. No, I was gonna say, it's certain things, certain songs, and certain music. And it's different for everyone, but like for me, if I hear a song that like really, really gets me, it's something it's in your heart. It's not even just in your. It's like so spiritual. I think like for me, amapiano does that. A lot certain songs for amapiano that I'm really like fucking hell. Like where, like what kind of mind do you have to even make a song like that? It's just incredible. Like just like sonically, I just find it just like so intriguing. Let's talk about.
I think we also sorry to add on that.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Before we go to the next one, because we added a crash, and the thing about ballroom is a crash is a very powerful like part of like a song or like because when you vogue, the crash is the exclamation point of the performance. So also to have that with amapiano, it was something completely new where we were like we're mixing ballroom and amapiano, which is like barely heard of. Do you know what I mean?
That's
so
it's I guess
that was also something like exciting for us.
exactly. And it's linking your the two worlds together, isn't it? Because that's like where you guys, especially like you, Winnie, where you come from. It's like that's important. Like I think like so many artists, the artists that I appreciate the most have some sort of like authenticity to their sound, be it like a J Hus who just always has this Afro feel to it, but also like you can tell that he loves like dancehall and reggae at the same time. It's like it's all there, and like I love that as well. And like, obviously I don't really know much about like the Cresses and stuff, but like now you've told me that, I'm going to listen out for it more. And it's just something, things like that I find interesting. So I really appreciate you even mentioning that and taking the time to mention.
No worries. Pleasure. My pleasure.
Let's talk about writing. Let's talk about the writing in the song. I love the acronym. I think the acronym's sick. I think it's such a smart one as well. I love when you spin words like this as well. Like, but yeah, talk to me about like the intention. Did you guys ever sit down and discuss what you guys wanted the song to kind of, the vibe of the song to be?
I kind of had an idea, but I don't think I've ever discussed it with Ayden. But the idea, sometimes you start a song and you have no idea like what it eventually would like where it's gonna land.
Yeah.
But I had to kind of listen to it over and over to finalize the image of what I thought and what I wanted to like come across as. So for me, Not Into Gay Guys a Lot is kind of like a letter back to like the bullies from like back in the days when I just came out. But also not just the fact that I'm gay, but also the fact that I'm also still a Black man. So like the struggle of those two. Yeah. Like it's more of like a letter to like all the people that have said something racist, that said something about me being gay. It's like, okay, yeah, what's up? Yes, I'm this person. Like, what's up? I don't think you could walk a mile in my shoes. Fat belly men tits, no hairline. Because it's always the ones that be looking rough that be coming for us.
Yeah. Did you get it? What's wrong with you?
So that was the vibe. Yeah.
No, I like that. And then the hook, that makes the hook for me completely makes sense. You want to be an N-I-G-G-A,
right?
Yeah, it's like, come on then. Come and try it. If you want to be like this.
Exactly.
Really, let's really talk about it. Like, not only a lot of there's a lot of culture that comes from not just the LGBTQI community, but also the Black community. A lot of stuff kind of comes from that way. We can go back and talk about the disco scene and like how the disco scene kind of inadvertently birthed the hip hop scene, and the hip hop is now the biggest genre in music right now. And that all comes from the Blacks and the gays being out there and celebrating the music together. So no, I love that. I love it. So that's guys. This project is great. And let's talk about Get a Bag, because let me tell you something. That as an outro for any project. Let me tell you something. I allegedly vaped before I listened to this album, just before we talked. And I was just like, so I've listened to it before and I'm taking notes and whatever. Then something just hit different today about that track. I said, what the Winnie, you see that first verse where you're going in and out of melodies and rapping, and I think for me that was where I was like, yeah, this guy is a spitter. Different levels, you know. And like, I don't say that about other rappers, especially if you do musical theatre, because everyone knows that I tell people I'm the best rapper in the West End. I'm the best. I don't care what anyone says. Winnie is joint first. Right. Winnie might be joint first with me. Let me tell you that. Okay. Remember I told you. Shak, Mancel, James.
You did.
Okay. But yeah, let me ask my questions about that track, because I get the introduction, just the not the when the beat really drops in, but that beginning for some reason gave me Michael Jackson vibes. Like it was just really like I can't remember the bloody melody off the top of my head now, but cold introduction, just like I think that's what got me really excited. And then Winnie, your flow was amazing. The hook was hard.
Thank you, man.
Ayden, tell me about because I want to talk to you a lot about production as well on this whole on the whole of this project, because you're a great producer, and I've
Genius.
been firsthand been in that room with you and worked on songs, and just like I want to how did you find producing this whole project, and what is it about working with Winnie and also working with others that excites you as a creative?
Okay, I'll talk about working with Winnie. The thing that excites me the most about working with Winnie on like this project and further on, it's opened me up to trying things, being free, being even freer than I thought I was to do things, take things away, put things there, move this here. It opened me up to do that more. I already was, but this was definitely, the Butch King was an amazing exploration of that. I love working with other people, as you know, because I obviously make solo music, but collaborating is my favorite thing to do.
Yeah,
Because sharing ideas is so exciting, and being there with other people and bouncing back and forth off each other is my favorite thing in the world to do, because then this amazing picture is painted just like that, and you're like, damn, we just made that, play it again.
Yeah. And that's
It's crazy.
And
Absolutely.
Willie, I guess you can attest to this. One thing I've always found with working when I work with Ayden on a verse, or if he's in the studio with us in choir, I've been to yours a couple of times. You've been at choir studio. I think he has a way of really bringing out for me, I feel like he brings out the dog in me. Would you say that? Would you agree with that? I guess that sentiment that it does. There's something else.
Absolutely. Ayden, Ayden knows how to get me crazy. Like usually, I don't like. We're at the point right now. For example, I was speaking about the crash, but we're at a point right now where I don't even have to. I don't even have to ask. He's gonna be like, "What if I put a crash here?" And it's over. It's over. So I think he's a genius. There's so many. Like, he surprises me every day. Like, whenever we speak, every other day, that's like more new tracks that he's produced. Like, I would like to have a day in this boy's brain of how things just come together, because there's certain things that he just gets where I'm still struggling.
Yeah.
And like, for example, when I have an idea in my head and he lays it out and I'm like, maybe let's not. But he's like, wait a second. I'm going to do this and this. I'm going to do this and this. And then he plays it again and I'm like, oh shit, this is what you mean. Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's his talent, I guess. He's just a genius.
Yeah, and to add to that, I think, Ayden, you have a really really interesting. I was literally talking to Kwan about this the other day. I was like, you have a way of just making songs that everyone wants to dance to. It's something something in your head that's just like you just know how to make a bop, like a hit kind of rhythm, kind of something you can get down to. And like this being like my first project that you've been involved in that I've taken in, and like for me it was quite experimental because of like my familiarity with you. So I was like, I was really super impressed. And I just want to wish you guys more success. Hit me up for any verses if you ever want to do and also even if we're looking for more hosts for shows as well on this program, on this channel. So we might have to hit you up for things like that as well. I'm trying to keep people. I'm trying to just make stars, man. I'm trying to make stars, and I'm trying to hang out with the stars. You know what I mean? But yeah, I really appreciate you guys both being here. This was really a really good talk. I've not had a talk as funny as this in a minute. Let me tell you, we do a lot of deep talks here, but this was really nice. I really enjoyed this, and actually getting to know you guys as well on a deeper level, and your artistic minds are really interesting to me, and like just really, you guys blow me away every time I've experienced you guys in any aspect. Winnie, when I see you doing like your ballroom dances on Instagram, like I was never I never really like understood the intricacies of it until I really watched it. I was like, I literally remember watching a video of it and turning to my mate. I was like, do you understand like the leg strength that's required for this? Like, as I just like, when it actually like took it in, I was like,
Let's talk about it.
like, how do you prepare your legs for that? Like, just on your toes the whole time. I was like, and like, I never really looked at that. You know what I mean? You know, like a lot of people look at like this kind of part when you're dancing. And I said, let me just look this way.
Yeah.
Said, what the hell is going? Look at his thighs. Yeah, he's squatting cars, just squatting cars. I know you got it in you. And yeah, but and same with you, Ayden. Just like the being there, like for your first like performance of like us, and like, well, not your first performance, but one of your first performances of us, and then seeing how the trajectory you've gone on since then. It's really inspiring to see as well as another musician to someone like you. I think you're a star in the making. Same with all my people. I think all you guys are still madness.
Thank you.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Success, guys.
Come on, yeah, let's go get it.
Absolutely.
Guys, that was the Good Vibes Only podcast, episode 3. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, go on to gvo.entertainment_UK for Instagram and get yourself some merch. We've got nice t-shirts. We got bags. We got hella things. Bottles. If you want a bottle, want a phone case, we got that. Listen, come and support some black businesses. Donate to the Cash App. Like, subscribe. We love you guys. Thank you very much. And money off your neck. Peace out, guys.
Let me tell you one more thing. One more.
Yeah, go on.
We've got part 2 coming this year. So get ready.
I love that.
It's not
over. Come on. Butch Queen part 2 is coming soon. Peace, guys. We love you. And remember, no matter what you say, it's GVO all day.
Okay.